That's exactly what I did. Although Tawny may be Sierra's color, because her skin is toned different, what I did was I took a lighter color, as light as an alabaster, which I think is our lightest color, and I just kind of put it there to blend it. So that's what we're talking about blending. So this would be Sierra's color, but I took a light one just to blend it in. So that's why I encourage you to have all the colors.
Good.
Yes.
Have you talked to the company about some type of sample thing, or, you know, because if you're to pick from a brochure, a color is kind of challenging.
They are. You're sitting right next to the perfect guy. I have not yet.
Oh,
let's make it
nice. You said the perfect guy. She looked at me.
I have not. That's a very good question. A very good comment.
He's the guy for that.
Let's talk to our success line and Kaylin about that.
We have talked about that. We have talked about that. What we found though, and this is the challenge. Because we buy everything in such high grade, it's even more expensive to do a little sample. That costs more than to give you the regular product. So to do this, so we're really trying to work. Here's what I believe, honestly. In 6 months and 8 months, after we're making God knows how much money in North America, I think Tom is just going to do. What do y'all need me to do? I think it's that. I think it's to a point now where are we going to really invest that at this point? And I think right now we need to make sure that there's a replicatable system. We need to make sure that there's information, videos, all that stuff needs to be out to equip the folks. I think that takes priority over that at this point in time. Remember that we are in the infancy of building this thing, guys. So a year from now, when people get in fresh, they'll have all that stuff, and we'll be able to tell them what we built when we didn't have it. But a year from now, 18 months from now, you can find that in any company that's evolving. You know, in the first, you know, when you go through building direct selling companies, there's the formulation stage, which is the first 0 to 24 months. That's when you're trying out products, you're revamping the comp plan, and everything. Then you have the concentration stage. Usually, after that point, there's some solidity in the company, and you're moving through to the next 24 months. Then the next is momentum. So you really, in this industry, by definition, you don't hit momentum until 5 years. Now think about that. You don't hit momentum until 5 years. So anything you do before that, you pre-momentum. You hit momentum in 5 years, and then you have stability and decline. So after that time, usually a 5 to 7 year period, if they're going to hang around, you've got stability, or it's usually going to go. And you can look around now at some of the companies that were around 5 years ago. You see what's happening to some of them now. They're going away. Why? Because the plan they were on is fizzling out. People getting tired of it. The economy mess with it or whatever. I really believe that we have one of the most recession-proof companies that there is. Because if you get laid off tomorrow, you're still going to wash your clothes. If you get laid off tomorrow, you're still going to brush your teeth. If you're in the wellness industry and it's all about supplements, when you get laid off, the supplements seem to not be as important. And it's just the way it is. So we are talking to them about all of that. And what you just need to do is, Kaylin's as accessible as anybody. Do me a favor, send them an email. And just make your request known so we can forward that on. Inundating customer service with that stuff slows down what they need to be doing, which is getting product out to people. Don't make them ask those questions. Formulate them, send them up line, and then let's get them over there, and then we can table them as they, as priority sets itself up. But we are. So creative ideas, all that kind of stuff. Deb brought some things up when we were first getting in that corporate took a real look at it and said, hey, we need to do this. It just makes sense. So they need to hear from us. We're the ones that are in the trenches. They're looking at it one way. We got to look at it a different way. And we got to tell them. But remember, we're growing. So everything's not going to happen overnight. But I got to tell you, to start off a company with no debt, to start off a company where we make our own products, to start off with a 67% clip on getting paid, I think we're well ahead of the curve as it relates to what's good about what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't get that now, if you have that mindset as a leader, guess what the folks in your team will have? That same mindset. But if you always panicking about what we don't have, guess what they're going to do? Panicking about what we don't have. So make them feel comfortable on what we got. Think about it. Hey, we got 67%. We got no debt. I mean, this is like New Jack City. We like Nino Brown. Tom is the cowboy Nino Brown. That joker create the product, he make the product, he package the product, he ship it all from the same place. And all the profits stay right there. And they come to, how you doing, Monique?
I'm doing good.
Okay. So give her another few minutes to make up my daughter. And but I really wanted you guys to see, go ahead.
The brightener that she talked about a couple minutes ago, is that waterproof?
Is it waterproof? Kayla, is it waterproof? I know it's water-based. Is it waterproof?
Well, here's the thing about it, is
Yes and no.
water, it's all minerals. Our company has no chemicals or any toxins, so
Water resistant. Yes.
if it's, you mean as to go into the water, I don't know. The minerals, I'm not quite sure, but that's a good thing because a lot of people do.
I'm new. That's a good question.
I'm new.
I just started this. That's a good question.
It's not 100% water.
Will it come off?
But you
I
can
sweat.
water.
And I wipe my face.
Okay, what I did this morning, I put on my makeup,
Okay.
went over to Grayson's house and was doing some things and literally sweat between there and the car. I didn't wipe or anything. And I was fine. Nothing came off. So these are the type of things that I'm actually researching. So as we wear the makeup together, I would love to get input in what you guys are experiencing, so will help to grow this line.
But yeah, I'm new. That's a good question. I'm new.
Let me get back to you.
I'm gonna get you on the phone with. Okay, and that's again, if we'll get in that practice, the cosmetics are water based. They're not oil based. They are water based. Yes.
Monique, what was that spray that you used, that you sprayed on the brush?
This is our mist. And what happens is, sometimes for smoky eyes, who asked that question? Okay, for smoky eyes, we like to get a little bit more darker. So what I've learned, I just spray this on here with the colors and it pops the color out more. So your colors can get more vibrant. If you spray this mist, wet it, it won't damage the eyeshadows or anything at all. So it actually adds more color because she has two different shades. She's gonna close in a minute. I'm just gonna put some line on her. We're done. Here, I just want you to see these colors and what I discovered with them. I absolutely love them. And I'm an advocate for makeup. Grayson and I will tell you, like, I don't leave the house without makeup. And to find something that is now good for me and my daughter, she's turning 13, and Mom, why can't I wear mascara? Why can't I wear this and that? Well, now I feel safer and I feel better her doing that because my concern was always that I don't want her to go through what I had to go through. And people look on the outside and say, well, Monique, you have a beautiful face, your skin looks good. But when I was 18 or 15 or 16, it was so much better. This product line will keep your skin that way. I know that much. I sat and talked with Tom and just learning so much. This is it. I said to Grayson, I texted him in Utah, and I was upset because I may not have been able to go to the plant because everybody was rushing around. I said, I did not come to Utah to find the Fountain of Youth and nobody talked to me. And Kayla came and got me the next day and we went and we took off. And this is literally the Fountain of Youth, ladies. It is. It is. So that's one thing when you're talking to people. And this is a liner here that's all mineral based. And what I like about it is they've managed to keep the colors to its true color.
So, Monique, if I were to be interested in just selling that particular product line, would you recommend that buy all the different colors and then maybe like Sephora get all the different brushes and just allow people
Yes,
to buy it?
yes. As distributors, as success lines and whatnot, it would be kind of crazy for us not to have every piece of the makeup line because we're trying to reach every type of person, every color person. Sierra's going to walk around a little bit and I'm going to do a quick purple on your eyes.